Well, good morning, West Ham fans. So yesterday I started with a song as my intro, and today I'm going to start with a song as my intro. I go on Spotify, I search Julian Lopetegui, and the song is Work, 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 Work. A very good Saturday morning to you, my friends. Good morning, one and all. Hope your weekend is going fine. West Ham can't ruin it. Wait till next weekend. We play Fulham away. So you got, a calm-free weekend. And England are tonight, at 5 o'clock, in it, something like that. Maybe Bowen will get some minutes. Who knows? Stranger things have happened at sea. But and actually, Holly spoke about yesterday in Hammond's headlines about sort of how the internationals are going so far for the first team. I spoke about the academy the week before, the day before, number of under 19s and under 17s playing and stuff like that. But I want to talk about an article that was published. When was it published? Friday by friend of the channel, Rashane Thomas from The Athletic. And it's talking about this guy, who, if you didn't know, is our new head coach, Julian Lopetegui. And it talks about a change in mentality from the previous regime to the current regime. And it's mainly focused around the number of days off that Julien is giving the squad in between matches and stuff like that. Now, apparently, he has cut the number of days off for his squad at the training ground in an effort to improve the side. He stated that he was aiming to raise the squad's work ethic with the move. Now, what's interesting when you look back at it is when we had the second iteration of David Moyes, we were well below the charts in terms of running stats and things like that. And that was one thing he did straight away, was he brought in, obviously, Thomas Souček, obviously brought in Bowen as well. But the idea was to improve the running stats, improve the fitness, and up the work ethic. And maybe over time with signings of going and new people going and coming, maybe that's changed that work ethic. And maybe Julien coming in saw that as a big issue. And so hence why things like the number of days cut between sort of off days is a way to reinvigorate that. Obviously, we've won one and lost two of our opening Premier League games. We obviously won the third round. We advanced to the third round in the Carabao Cup against, obviously, the second round against Bournemouth for the last minute winner. But apparently, according to the article written by Rashane, he's shown he's not afraid to make big decisions following, obviously, Kurt Zouma, Navigad, JWP and Maxwell Cornet's departures on loan. We've also seen big decisions in game as well, whether you agree or disagree. You know, he's taken off the likes of Bowen, I think, in 2 home games in a row in the Premier League. He's taken off the likes of Paqueta. You know, he's making big calls, whereas maybe under previous regime, that wasn't done as such. You know, if you're not playing well, regardless of who you are, although people say, what about Thomas Souček? But regardless of that, in terms of the likes of Paqueta, the likes of Bowen, you know, they've both been hooked off, I think, pretty much, if not Paqueta, maybe all of the games. I don't know exactly. But as I said, that's one part. But as I said, Rashane was saying in the article that he's cut the number of days down in a drive to improve the squad's work ethic. So, you know, it is a new era coming through. And as I said, bold decisions and you know, maybe into a more authoritarian type stance at the club. You know, it's I'm the coach. Listen to me. I'm the main man. That type of thing. I don't know whether it's that or whether, you know, it does seem that the players have been receptive, and they're enjoying, apparently, you know, spending more time on the training ground, grafting away, and it'll be interesting to see how this outcome sort of manifests in terms of team spirit in terms of performance, in terms of obviously getting points on the board. I always said that during the COVID years, obviously I was fortunate enough to watch all the games at London Stadium when obviously it's behind closed doors. And I'll be honest, I hadn't seen a team spirit that strong since early 2000s, maybe before then. You could see there was a real bond between the team and between the coaching staff and the team as well. Now, what's quite interesting, if you watch the sort of training videos that the club are putting out, they do seem like a happy squad. I know it's captured by the club, and they wouldn't obviously take out things that people are moaning or whatever, or fights between players, because things like that happen all the time with tackles and stuff. It's a contact sport. But particularly with this man, no, I did it right. This man, he does seem to have a way with talking to players. He, on the training ground, they all come up to him and do that one or an arm behind the thing. All cuddly as well. There's clearly a degree of respect there, and I really really like that. And I think things like this, finding out about the fact that they can, that they're having less days off and things like that, slowly catchy monkey. But it's a slow process. But I think we're going to come out of this with far much more than we started with in terms of benefits. I think, and again, I look back to his first interview, and he talked about noise. He wants us to be the noisy neighbours. He wants the fans to bring noise. And I get that amongst the fan base. I get the fact the fan base want a team. They want a squad. They want to be able to cheer. No fan wants to go to a West Ham game and moan and boo the team and not sing. That's why fans go. And I genuinely believe that we are on the cusp of something here. It's going to take time. I spoke about Nicholas Falker, who was saying he needs time to adjust. And I think we need time to adjust as a fan base as well to a different way of thinking, a different way of management, coaching. There was obviously criticism about Tim Steiner being involved in a lot of the photos, signing players. We're in a different world now. It's not about I can't do it right. I can't figure it out. He don't get involved in contract negotiations and stuff like that anymore. His job is to just coach the team, and that's really significant, and that's a massive step change. That's a step change since, I would say, under Zola. That was the last time we had a director of football in Gianluca Nani. That worked very well, didn't it, Savio? But still, that was, and after that, it was under a different regime. It was the manager was in charge, and was his way or the highway. The likes of Sam Allardyce and Aaron Grant, and and people like that, and Slaven Bilic, and everything was sat within the manager and top down. Very different now, very different. And you see, I just see. I've been watching a lot of these videos, these training videos, because you get a real glimpse. And if anyone saw the Steve McLaren one with the Jamaican team, I can love it too. It was creasing me up. I can imagine Mikel Antonio in the middle of that, having a right old giggle with McLaren, with their Wally and the Brolly. But it's so critical. And I think these couple of weeks now where you see, obviously we beat Dagenham Redbridge 5-0 yesterday, whatever it was, on Thursday. But it wasn't that necessarily. It's the fact that you can see in training, it's the youth team are there. The likes of Junior Robinson, the likes of Ollie Scarles, they're getting involved with the training as well, with the first team training. And I just think it's a nice place at the moment. From my privileged position, so to speak, I'm walking around, and there is a real buzz. We had Jimmy Walker on the other day talking about, he feels that buzz, amongst the ex-players, amongst the ambassadors, amongst the corporates as well. Ian from E13 Events, he's excited. We are sitting here waiting to sing about a team, waiting to sing about a squad. And I genuinely think we're on the cusp. And I think things like this, finding out that we are cutting the number of days between, off days and things like that, I think it just shows a work ethic which hopefully will transpire to seeing the results on the pitch and being the noisy neighbours and being a team which are going to be hard to beat, which, a band of brothers, we've got the talent. We've got some absolutely fantastic players we brought in. We've got rid of some of them, maybe the old guard, some people who maybe weren't up for the job. And we're going to have a band of players who are going to be, fighting hard, fit, can have real game changers on the bench, and a manager who isn't afraid to make big calls. Or, sorry, a head coach. I'm sorry, I'll give £1 to the food banks. He's not afraid to make big calls. Now, it all could come tits up. It all could. But I think the majority of the fan base are praying it doesn't. But of course, you don't, we don't want a situation where we're going to have, a schism in the fan base. I love that word, schism, in terms of Loppy out, Loppy in. And I just hope that he could be sort of the glue which brings everyone back together. I think it was even the Man City game is something which sticks in my mind. I can't remember a time, and I'm sure someone will mention in the comments because they'll remember it, where we walked out of a game having lost and still being positive. That's a huge thing. It shows that the fan base is on board, and they're willing to give this time to make it work. And going through some of the comments from my video about Nicholas Fulkrug in terms of him asking for time, people were saying, yeah, we should give him time. We should give him time to, it is a different situation. And I reiterate, in terms of our new signings, the two who have sort of literally clicked straight away, like they've never been gone, is Max Kilman and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, both who are Premier League proven players. So the likes of Rodriguez still needs to get up to speed. So does Nicholas. So does Crescencio. Yes, he had a season at Leeds, but that was a long time. Over a season and a half ago. Things change, don't they? And so he needs to he's been playing championship football last year, so it is a step up for him. And I'm excited. I am excited, and it's nice to be excited. It's nice to. I hate the fact that we've got the international break. I want to be playing Fulham today. I want to play the next game because I want to see the building blocks. I want to see the incremental improvements that we're seeing week in, week out, and hopefully we'll see almost like Formula One. When Formula One, there's a break, 2 or 3 breaks, and then they have sort of the cars of upgrades. It seems I'm hoping to get an upgrade. So, where we were there against Man City, the performance upgrade up there or up there, who knows? I want you in the comments to just talk about, I want some positivity in these comments. What are you excited for? The next, obviously we got, some tough games coming up next week. Obviously Fulham, then it's Chelsea at home, isn't it, as well? So, a couple of London derbies. Obviously, we don't leave London until no, obviously, apart from the Liverpool game in the Cup, we don't leave until mid-November, isn't it, I think? So, fatigue can't be a thing in terms of travel. Yet, obviously, we've got Fulham, we've got Chelsea, then we've got, in the Premier League, Brentford away, and then we've got Liverpool, my birthday, 25th of September. From those 3 games, not including the Liverpool game, the Fulham, Chelsea, Brentford game, what points return would you be happy with? I just want a number in the comments. Just give us a number. Anyway, that's me waffling on. I was only going to talk about getting a few days off and end up talking about 15 minutes. But I'm excited. I love talking about West Ham, and I love talking positively about West Ham. Speaking of talking positively about West Ham, on next week for our channel members, there'll be the first, as part of a channel member. If you are a member, you obviously get access. You get exclusive monthly draws where you in sort of sign footballs and sign shirts and stuff like that. But also you get exclusive content, including sort of a weekly podcast, which is starting next week. And we're going to be talking about the worst transfers of all time and putting together our Hammers 11, but worst transfers Hammers 11. Me, Anton, Holly on next week. So in the comments, we put a little community page post up in case you didn't see it. In the comments as well, let us know who's your worst transfer of all time, or put 3 or 4. We'll try and put an 11 together. I think it'd be quite fun. And until next time, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble. Keep an eye over maybe tomorrow. Luke might be doing a little live stream about an interesting topic. If he can get the missus to look after the baby. But make sure you hit notifications so you don't miss that. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Much love. Bye.